Have you heard the sound of silence?
Only 6.5 in NuTech. Here it is.
The
Silencio 650 from Coolermaster. Alright, so let's go ahead and unbox this baby. Here's the owner beside me. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. And what's
that?
Oh, it's another one. It's part of Silencio. It's the Silent Pro Hybrid 1300 watt gold. Okay, so this is actually being sold at NuTech for 6,500. It's a nice package deal. Super sulit. I can't stress that. But anyway, let's go ahead and proceed to the unboxing. First unboxing, we'll do the case. It's super ultra rare for me to actually unbox a case. You've seen me unbox sound cards, video cards, but cases are just so hard to unbox, especially at home. Especially without my cameraman. So, let's get down to it. Silencio mid-tower 650. Again, sold with, bundled with that. 6.5. Ermagerd. So let's. Yeah, so the cameraman likes the silent hybrid. So again, this is a bundle coming from Coolermaster being sold at NuTech, and I think it's a good deal, especially for those looking for nice silent towers. Because I know it's rare, but there are some silence computer enthusiasts in the world, and this is actually one of the most awesome deals for silence enthusiasts. So it's taking me a while to remove this. This is why I hate unboxing cases. So, before I open it up, let's look at the front of the box. So we have a nice picture of the Silencio 650 mid-tower. If you look at it, it looks really nice. It's like a matte black aluminum finish, though it's, I think, mainly made out of metal and plastic. That we're going to find out. So it says it's an extremely silent mid-tower geared towards silence. So most likely it has your sound dampening material. It is a fan controller and a dual boot HDD switch, which I have no idea what that is. Over to the side, so you have more pictures. Okay, Silencio. And here is the specifications of the case. So it actually looks really nice, clean, sexy. And notice there's a shot of the sound dampening material. You notice it's like all pixely and grainy. Nice cable management holes. It shows you the number of fans, so you can support up to 120 or 400 or 140 millimeter fan here at the top. So I think it might support two. I think there's also it doesn't show a fan in the middle. Of course, there's a fan at the back and 7 expansion slots. Okay, so you have specifications of the tower here. I won't bother reading that. I'm now opening the box. First off, we have your installaciones guide. So it has like all the instructions on how to installers, right? But who needs that? Okay, so let's go ahead and remove the tower from the case. So normally do it like this. Oh yes. So if you notice, I'll set this box aside. It comes with hard, static, hard styrofoam. So if you notice, it's quite thick. So this will definitely ensure the safety of your case when it's in transit. So nothing's gonna harm the case. It's actually the first time I got electrocuted while doing this. So this is actually your very standard case packaging material, covered in plastic. And yep, there it is. Wow, okay, so it's actually metal, has a nice shiny finish. put that aside. So let's take a look at the front panel first. Okay, so it has a nice, I don't know, brushed silver accent here on the side, and this is open. Yeah, oh. So it opens, and you notice here this is a quite thick. This is quite thick sound dampening material. This of course prevents any sound from escaping. So, you know, you're really going to have a very, very silent computer with this sound dampening material. Now, some of you people might be worried about airflow. Yeah, so we will let's find out. Okay, I think there's one fan. I think there's a 140 or two 120 millimeter fans here at the front, gathering air. So if you notice these ducts here, I think is this removable? I'm not sure, but you know there is space in between to allow airflow to go through. And what about if we close it? Okay, so if you look to the side, there are actually ventilation holes, so air can easily get sucked in and blown into the case. So I can't say sucked in anymore without you laughing.
And then blown.
Anyway, we have two 5 1/4 inch drive bases, of course, for your optical drive. Then you have a nice hot swap bay here, so you can like stick in 3.5 inch. And then you have a nice Coolermaster logo there, but I don't know, you might not see it, but of course there's a nice aluminum Coolermaster logo. So let's go over to the top. Let's go on top. So we have a pretty sealed up top. What does this do? Oh, okay. This actually slides downward to reveal ventilation at the top. However, it is not. There is no dust filter, so that's a little let down. But of course, you know you might have this closed most of the time, and no dust can definitely enter there. And of course, you have your front panel connectors. You have two USB 3 ports, two USB 2 ports, a headphone jack, microphone jack, and I believe these LED control.
Dual boot?
I think
Yeah, the
here's
dual
your
boot.
power button.
The dual boot.
Okay. Oh, okay. Dual boots. Ah, okay. So you can boot 2 hard drives. Is that it? That's dual boot.
Oh, possible. Windows. Windows XP, Windows 7.
Okay, and we have this is a memory card, SD card reader. Here's your fan control. So if you want low to high, here's your reset switch. And of course, you know, if you for some of those people who accidentally press the reset switch, you don't have to worry because you can actually close that up. Okay, so that's it for the top. Let's look at the side. So it's absolutely plain. I see no purpose in cutting out a window because you would actually be defeating the purpose of getting a silent case. So of course there are some screws. It's hard. Okay, so it's hard, right? So the top thumb screw was fine, but this one is actually came out of the factory really hard. So I need a screwdriver. Set those aside, and you open up the panel by simply pulling it out. And here is more sound dampening material, so the sound actually gets absorbed by this and does not leave your case. So again, this is a really nice silent piece, and let me do the bubble test. It's pretty solid, though it flexes a bit, but yeah, it's a nice solid side panel. Let's look at it. Let's look at the inside. We have an accessory box, so let's go ahead and open that. Okay, so we actually have the toolless hard drive mounts, so it's actually really simple. So we're out of the memory. Anyway, so where were we? So we were opening this. This is the accessories box. So inside we find toolless hard drive cages. You can just stick this on one side of the hard drive, stick one on the other, and then just slide it in like it was nothing. And here we have our zip ties. According to my cameraman, these are called because that's the sound that they make when you tie it down. Then of course you have all your motherboard standoffs, which you will need to mount the motherboard and all the screws. So wow, there are a lot of screws, even long ones. long screws, and they even have this nice little tool that you can use to help tighten the motherboard standoffs. Just like, hey, let me just show you. So I rarely get to do this with a case because me and Earl aren't together as much anymore. So here you have your motherboard standoff, and then if I could just get this open, I could just get this open. I could just get this thing. Okay, so normally when you're putting in your motherboard standoff, right, you put it in there, you screw it, and then put this on top, and then with a screwdriver you can easily screw in and tighten the motherboard standoff, not too tight, and it's just easy peasy, lemon cheesy, squeezy, breezy, shadeezy. Okay, and then of course you have your onboard your computer speaker. So this is what you use to determine the error whenever you're when you're putting a PC together. What sound does it make if you have something wrong with your RAM?
Long beeps.
Long beeps. Okay, so yeah. So that's it for the access. Oh, we have one more here. This is actually a 3.5 inch to 2.5 inch drive bay converter. So if I think we have a 2.5 inch solid state drive. Okay, so we can easily put this in, and then just screw everything in, and then you have it converts. So there, that's its job. Okay, I think that's pretty much it for accessories. Now let's take a look inside of the case, which is actually something I'm really excited about. So let's look at the motherboard. What do you call that? Motherboard Sherva. Okay, so it supports ATX, MATX, and yeah, just ATX and MATX. It has all the it guides you on what holes you should use for both boards. You have a huge motherboard CPU cutout. This will allow for easy CPU installation. I mean, you know, if you have like water cooling or those big air coolers, you know, you can put in the bracket behind the motherboard without having to remove the motherboard from your computer or from your case. And this is one thing I really like. This is a cable management hole for the 8-pin connector that's positioned at the top of your motherboard, so you can just run your 8-pin up there, and then it's nice and clean. You have cable management holes here. So this one normally goes to the 24-pin power connector. Then here are your PCIe slots, and here's where your power supply gets installed. It has nice rubber stands. This helps reduce vibration from your PSU. And then of course there's a cable management hole here. This is for your front panel audio. So you run these things through here before you put in the PSU, then you can easily connect them to the bottom of the motherboard. Here's where your PSU wires will go through to the back. Okay, and then let's take a look at your front panel connectors. So it's very standard. It's actually all black. So if you notice, the interior is all black. There's not a scent of white or anything. And even the wires here are actually sleeved and all black. So very nice, except for this, or I hate this. So this is your front panel USB 3 connector, your front panel USB 2 connector, your HD audio. This one is, I believe, okay, another USB connector, I think. Yeah, whatever. And then here are your front panel connectors. So you have your HD hard drive LED, your power switch, your reset switch, and your power LED wires. Okay, so that's all good there. Now look at the hard drive cage. This one is actually removable. There are two screws that you can remove here from behind. Then you can pull this out, and you can actually fit extra long video cards in there, or you can put an action figure if you just want to keep this here. So this supports up to 1, 2, 3, 4 hard drives plus 5, 6, 7. So a total of 7 hard drives can be installed here. This one I believe has holes where you can put in your solid state drive or 2.5 inch drive bay. And this is also toolless, so if you have a hard drive, just stick it in, stick that in, and then slide it, and it's good to go. And then also we have let's look here at the bottom of the case. So notice there's some ventilation and oh, okay. How do you do this? And a removable dust filter, so you can easily clean out the dust. So you can easily mount your power supply fan face down and not have to worry about any dust. And you can install an additional fan here. I believe it's just a 120 mil fan. And then if you notice on this side, this is where you connect your the hot swap at the front. So if you remember the 3.5 inch here, when you open it, right, it actually goes yeah. Okay, so you can connect this to the motherboard and easily swap hard drives. And notice there are the two 120mm fans up front, so there's a lot of air cooling going to your video card. And of course, you have one of Coolermaster's greatest discoveries, actually the simplest way to install optical drives or whatever. Open, slide it in, lock. You don't have to be a guru to be able to use that. Okay, I think that's also we have another cable management hole here, and if you look up, hey, there's more sound dampening material, right? So it's nice and booby. Okay, and I think that's pretty much it for the inside. Let's take a look at the back. Okay, so you have two water grommet holes if you're using an external water cooling solution like Paul de Guzman uses that. Here's a 120mm fan mount, so this is for exhaust. Here's where your motherboard's I/O shield plate gets installed. Has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 expansion slots, so this does only support ATX motherboard. And shout out to NuTech. And of course, you have another expansion slot here, so maybe if you have cathode or LED strips, and you can put the controller there. And this is where your ATX power supply gets installed. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Nothing else notable. So let's take a look at the back then. Just remove the screws. Is it hard? No, it's not hard. Okay, the one at the bottom is hard.
Always at the bottom.
Alright. Okay. So this is a very long video. So here is your shit. We ran out of memory again. So here's the back panel. We have more sound dampening material, so this will prevent sound from coming out. And I don't know why this is like this. Oh, okay. If I look at here, if I put it there, okay. I think it's because of this area. This is actually the dual HDD Cherva thingy, right? So this is actually also it's hot swap. Remember these two things here in front. Stick your hard drive in, and it is already connected here to the top. One at the bottom. You have two SATA cable connectors there. So if you go back up top, if we want to use the first hard drive, we set it here. So this is the hard drive at the top that'll turn on. If you set it to the second, it's the one here at the bottom. Okay, so very, very ingenious, but I'm not exactly sure what we will use this for or whatever. I mean, yeah. So let's look at the back. Again, here's that huge motherboard cutout. We have a lot of cable management for the loops for the for the cable ties. You can put it behind and manage your cables. We have all the wiring here, and there's quite a lot of space. My hand can almost fit in. So you don't have to worry about bulky wires piling up when you close it. It should be fine. And yeah, I think that pretty much covers it for the case. So putting that aside, that is the Coolermaster Silencio 650 mid-tower silent gaming case. Hope you guys enjoyed that. This has been your friendly neighbor, Dr. Jimmy. Big shout out to NuTech, 6,500 pesos. If you want to hear the sound of silence, NuTech's the man. Dr. Jimmy out.